So, arousing our heart is something that's important for us because it enables us to have fun. It enables us to feel excitement, to feel fulfilled, to feel satisfied, to feel love. And these things are often locked in our heart, pushed away. Maybe we're battered and broken, abused. Things have just not gone well for us, and we've just lost heart. We've lost all of these things that are still there in our heart. We don't lose it, but we can't seem to reach it, can't seem to get in touch with it. The pain of abusive relationships, I hear people say, I don't know who I am. I've lost who I am. I've been constantly ridiculed and blamed and shamed and criticized. And you just get so pushed down, crushed by all of that. Sometimes people choose a life of just living for others, helping everyone, but they don't take care of themselves. They lose the need and the awareness that they need to refresh. In order to help other people, you should be thriving. And the Bible's pretty clear. You have to love yourself before you can love others. And so I make that a priority myself. What makes me happy? What would make me happy? What can I do to be happy? But if you don't know that, you're kind of stuck. And that's what this series is about, is to keep reaching that place within us that holds all of our dreams and desires. Another thing, we can lose our personality and who we are, but because we feel like we have to be for others what they want us to be. So performing for love. We want to be loved, so I'll be what you want me to be. I'll be like you, and then you'll like me. Yeah, that is a real torture for our heart, and we lose who we are, we lose our identity. These deep questions that we have of who am I, what's my purpose, those are answered in the heart. What refreshes you, what gives you a reason to live, that comes out of the deep places within us. Our heart, as I mentioned before, is another brain. It hasn't forgotten who you are or the desires of your heart for what you want to do or what your purpose is. It hasn't lost that. But maybe you have pushed it aside and decided just not to go there because it hurts too much. There's too much pain there, and there is, of course. Living as a human being on this earth can be very painful. That's why we got into inner healing our broken heart. You know, in the Bible, St. Paul makes this strange comment that people have no excuse for not knowing God if they just go out and look at creation. Just go for a walk in the woods or stand outside at night and look at the stars and behold the wonder of what's all around you. It puts us in touch. Our heart gets activated in that, and we connect with our Maker, the one who created it all. Even without even knowing it, it starts to happen. Paul says, just get out there, and that'll bring back a certain kind of activity in your heart that you need to have, not just for God, but any relationship. What's true about God when He made you is He wanted you to succeed in life. He wanted you to be happy. He wanted to give you, and Scripture states this very clearly, give you the desires of your heart. He wants you to enjoy the things that inside of you deep down says, I love to do this, and I want to do this, and I like doing this. He said, I want to see more of that. I want you to have the desires, your needs to get met in that way. And we need to, as we grow, say growing up as children, we learn what we like, what we don't like. And we start to imagine what life could be. We start to dream dreams, think about where things could go for ourselves. Healing is sometimes necessary to recover our hearts, to recover what we've lost touch with. And so it's a recovery of what will fulfill me, what will make me me, what will make me happy. Joy seems so elusive, but you get your heart back, you'll have a lot of joy. You'll start to thrive. You'll love your life. But sometimes we just need to start small, and that's what I want to give a bunch of recommendations to you of how to start reviving your heart. Of course, there's the healing of the heart that needs to be. And again, on my website, that 11 Talk series on how to do prayer ministry to heal your heart is just a really good tool to get healing for your heart. But apart from that, there's also things we can do to revive our heart, to rediscover who we are. The big questions in life you'll find answers to as you begin to identify who you are. You want a soulmate. Someone else wants a soulmate. You can't be a soulmate if you don't know who you are. They don't know what to connect with. They don't see you. They don't find that attraction that people look for in one another. You want a job you love. Look how many people hate their jobs. It's possible to actually have a job you love and like, and you can go after it if you know what that is. You want a friend. You want something to help you relax. You know, all these big questions that we have to start somewhere by awakening our heart and bringing back what we've maybe set aside, pushed aside, you know, and again, we sometimes do that just because of pain. We don't want to feel all that misery, so we push it all, but it all goes then. We lose it. You know, the Dartmouth College did this particular kind of activity study. They wanted to answer the question, are artists born or made? And so they had students sign up and they put them through a fairly rigorous 3 months activity. And they all involved teaching them how to do art, to draw, to make things, create things. And they went through this for 3 months. They would observe things, draw things, photography, painting, writing creative lyrics, things that people probably wouldn't or hadn't normally been doing. Some did, but they really were looking for the people that maybe didn't have any natural artistic bent to them. Well, everybody does have an artistic bent. That's a role of the heart to create things and make things. And often we lose that ability when we lose our heart. So they did this test, and what they discovered was the people that had very little of that white matter prefrontal, activity that shows creativity, love for art, experiencing music, all of those things, all of that began to increase. They could visibly see it in the brain scans, which are all part of this course, and they could see their brains changing. And so the question of, are artists born or made? Well, yes, some are born with more of an artistic bent than others, but everyone can be made and to bring that in. So these were things of the heart that they realized if people just do them. In a talk I gave once, the crayons became a very popular thing many years ago, and the idea, and even counselors will say this, start coloring, start drawing, start doing things with colors. Even get a book that already has a picture and just color them in. It creates an activity within your brain that comes up from the heart. And if it's not functioning, it starts to emerge. We're created with 5 senses. Each one of our senses feeds the heart or satisfies the heart. And so you have heart desires, you have heart wants, heart needs, And so when we look at, well, what gives me joy or what gives me enjoyment or pleasure, we think about things like what things taste good to me. Well, why is that the case? They've done some heart transplants and studying the people that end up with the heart of someone else. And this one lady, she began to love beer, a particular kind of beer, just had such a craving for beer. She never drank beer before this heart transplant. That heart desire transferred into her body, and now she wants a beer now and then. It's like these things are real. They're inside of our heart. They're built in there, emerge as we begin to taste and feel things. Another thing is we feel good about things through touch. Things just feel good. They feel soft. They feel appealing. Skin touch feels appealing. It speaks to our heart. Music to our ears is an expression, but it comes through our ears, our hearing sense. And good music, the music that you like, maybe not someone else like, but you like, brings something alive in your heart, brings joy. Things can look appealing, again, the senses of our sight. We look at something and we say, that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's wonderful. That's exciting. Things look appealing, stimulating. And the sense of our nose, things smell good or they don't smell good. But that registers in our heart and we want to smell that again. Why we'll buy a particular kind of cologne. It satisfies something within us. It reaches our heart and says, I like that. It gives me pleasure. So we wear perfume or cologne. There's an email that you can, if on my website, healingyourhearts at gmail.com, or heartsense@duck.com, and you can get some handouts that I give when I give talks on this and how to awaken your heart. So there's a couple of different things that I just want to go through just to give you an idea, and you can start to do this already. Just get a journal, book, or a piece of paper and write down and answer some basic questions. Now, at first, you may not know the answers, especially depending on how shut down your heart is. But you ask your heart questions, and you say, what's your favorite color? What appeals to you? If you're going to wear something, what color is it going to be? What is your favorite color? What's your favorite soda? Or if you drink alcohol, or you're used to, what's your favorite tasting beer or wine? Or why is that? What is it about it that you like? These are things in the heart, okay? What's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite milkshake? If you're going to get a Blizzard, what do you want in it? What's your favorite dessert? These are things of the heart. And you might remember in your left brain, well, I liked that before, I'll probably like it again. But it's coming out of the heart. What's your favorite actor, actress, and why? What's your favorite movie, and why? You start to go into the depths of these things of, they have an emotional aspect to them. What restaurant do you like to go to? Why do you like going there? What kind of food do they serve that you like? What do you order? Some people go in a restaurant with a heart that's asleep, and they'll look at the menu and they're just spacey. I don't know what I want to eat. I'm afraid I'll order the wrong thing. Tell me what to order. That's a heart that's asleep. You want to awaken it. If you don't know what you want, well, let's just start trying different things. And I have a second part of that handout is just the sensory activities. But if you were going to go on a vacation, where would you go? When's the last time you laughed? Why'd you laugh? That's a heart reaction. What was your favorite piece of clothing as a child? What do you like to wear in winter? What do you like to wear in summer? Do you like the water? Do you like to swim? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of water? Experiences in a boat, swimming, fishing? What do you want with your hair? How do you want to fix it? What makes you feel good? Again, these are questions of the heart. Your brain can make suggestions based on history, but your heart's kind of the final decider. What's your favorite hair color? Do you ever dye your hair? Maybe you want to try this. Would that even occur to you? What color nail polish do you want to put on your fingers? Is it always the same? What about a different color? Maybe something else would also be pleasing. What's your favorite car, favorite truck? What's your favorite outdoor activity? Again, thinking about these things, putting down answers to them, helps restore the heart's thinking. And you want your heart to start thinking. Tell your heart to beat again. Tell your heart to think again. And I just invite you to start doing that. What do you wish someone would give you at Christmas? Or your birthday? Or on a date? What are you looking for? What do you need? What do you desire? Again, we want to start to awaken. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd spend money on? You just ask these questions of the heart. And you can get this handout, so you got all those in front of you. Just email me and you can get them. But the other part of it is just to actually do things to discover, because sometimes we're so shut down, we really don't know. And so I have a whole thing of sensory provoking activities. So it provokes the heart to decide, do you like this or don't you like it? So you go to Baskin Robbins or some ice cream place, they usually will give you samples. Try about 5 of them. See what you think. Do you like the flavor of that? Does it taste good to you? Doesn't it taste good? You start to ask your heart questions through these sensory activities. Or at a coffee shop, maybe you always order the same thing. Try something else. Sometimes they have these coffee floats or beer floats or wine floats where you can try 4 or 5 all at one sitting and try to determine, well, what is it that I like about this one or that one? And wines, for example, have such an array of flavors. Does one appeal more than another? But if you don't know the answers, you go out and try. You try to discover it through that. Go to a store where they sell flavored vinegars. You usually can sample them and try different ones. Why do you like this one or not like that one? On a night that you typically go out, go to a restaurant you've never been to. Start offering your heart new choices. See if you like them or not. Take pictures of people. Get a camera. Start looking at, well, how do I want this picture to be? What should the setting be? And you give your heart the opportunity to sort of create things. You can Google images of old toys that maybe you played with and try to bring back why they made you feel good or happy to play with them. I used to play with marbles a lot. I decided to get a jar, fill it with marbles, and it sits on my desk. It brings back these good feelings of something I liked. And I still like marbles, still like looking at them, still like holding them. We're giving our hearts some activities. Go to Barnes & Noble and go to a section you never go through, or wander through every category. Go to a library and pick up a book on 100 places, travel destinations. Go through it. See which one appeals to your heart. See which one makes your heart flutter, like, oh, I'd love to go there. You don't know what's down there till you start to engage the heart and start looking at things. Buy a few colors of Play-Doh. I know you're not a child, but just do it anyway and start making something. What are you going to make? Which colors would you pick for the Play-Doh? Take one of those 4-hour painting classes or learn how to, weave a basket. That doesn't appeal to me, but, things that you might want to do just to try. You think you would hate skydiving or love it? Well, try it. You ever ridden on a motorcycle? See if there's a way to do that. Would you like it or wouldn't you like it? Hate your job? Well, get the book, What Colors Your Parachute? It's an old book, still in print. You can get them. And you can find out what makes you tick. What kind of job you would really love and enjoy. And it's not too late to start making big changes that would help all of that. You know, if you're a Christian, you say, well, what are my gifts? Well, your heart knows what they are. Your heart's ready for it. It's equipped for it. Well, they have tests online to help show you what your spiritual gifts are. You know, watch TV talent shows like American Idol. Ask yourself, who is your favorite? Why do you like this particular kind of thing? Why do you like this particular kind of voice? Pretend you're the judge. Pick one over another. Ask yourself, why does this person rise to another level? They're seeing something in this person that maybe you can't even figure out. Why did they pick them? But as you engage your heart more, you begin to connect with the ability to sort things out with your heart. Go to a paint store. Hobby Lobby's got them. Just get a bunch of paints and just start painting randomly. You know, I like to draw and I like to paint, but I also like just doing crazy art. And for a while there, when my heart was struggling, I decided to go back to that, and I got a bunch of art supplies and paint, got all sizes of brushes, and I just started swishing around on canvas, creating all sorts of things. They didn't have to make sense. It was just expression. And my heart got to rise up in that. It felt good to do it and just do those kinds of things. Go out and make a fire and sit around it. Look at the fire. Does that make you happy? Is there something soothing about it? You begin to do things. And so all these activities that I'm mentioning just arouse the heart. And that's what we're talking about. We want to bring it back. We want to awaken it. And it awakens your passions as well. As you begin to do these things, the bigger questions in life begin to be answered. God loves you. He made you with these desires. Let's discover what they are. Let's recover what they are. Just invite you to subscribe to this channel. Listen to the next 2 talks where I'm going to be talking about the heart desires that are unique to men and that are unique to women. Something they all kind of share in. They're different for everyone, of course, but there's certain things that we sort of share a similar thing with. I'm going to be talking more about that. And it's important for us to get a better picture of all of that so we can be fully and completely who we are, so someone can be a friend with you because they see, well, this is who you are. We all want to be known. We all want to be seen. And arousing your heart is a way to do that. And I just encourage you to come back and re-listen to this if you need those ideas again of the things to do. But subscribe to the channel and we'll see you again. God bless you.